What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I am coming at you guys because we're going to be talking about the Forbidden Limited list has been unveiled for the TCG, and we have a lot of big changes. There's going to be a lot of craziness going on. The secondary market is probably shooting itself exponentially. One of the biggest changes is, of course, I'm just going to spoil it now. Duster's back. Yay! Duster is finally unlimited. Well, it's not unlimited, but it's finally off the reins of the Forbidden Limited list in terms of it being forbidden. And a lot of people are excited. Now, this is the lineup of all the cards that have been affected by the new list. So, Black Dragon, Jets Synchron, and Mega Phantom Beast O-Lion are forbidden. Double Iris Magician, Phantom Knights of Rested Bardic, Called by the Grave, and Harpie's Feather Duster are in the limited section. We have, for semi-limited, we have Sarah, Male Branch of the Burning Abyss, Graph, Male Branch of the Burning Abyss, ABC Dragon Buster, totally awesome. And then for the unlimited, we have Makiura the Destroyer, Tour Guide from the Underworld, Evagishki Gas Kraken, Pantheism of the Monarch, and Sky Striker, Mech, Widow Anchor, all unlimited. So that's all the big changes to this list. Now, before I get into Harpie's Feather Duster, I want to at least acknowledge all the other cards. First off is just the forbidden section, and that's simply, wow, Harpie Fabrics is really going to be the money card till Konami says this time for it, they're ready to ban it here in the TCG. Because more tuners are going to get hit for this card. And probably more so because of how generically influenced these two are. You can splash Jet Synchron, Mega Phantom Beast O-Line into a lot of decks and then start your Harpie Fabric setup. That's the real reason why I think that card isn't going to be... I think eventually it will get hit. But a lot of fan favorite tuners are going to get hit in the process till the TCG says, okay, it's time to ban Harpie Fabrics. And it's the only reason why these two are here, because of their generic setup. And in the things that they help, in addition to Harpie Fabrics. Eventually, you're going to root the evil out and then ban it. But for right now, there's no looking at it being unbanned. I mean, it going from unlimited to ban. Black Dragon, unfortunately, is taking that spot. Black Dragon, really good with Emancipator, really good with Rockstun, really good with, and surprisingly, Burning Abyss for its Earth attribute. And it's funny, because they're not all Earth. Most of them are Dark. But it's just a lot of the side support cards that help the Burning Abyss is part of the reason why Black Dragon joined the ranks of the Forbidden, because there's so many different variations of decks that were using Earth support or that are Earth and took advantage of this not Dragon. Because he's not really a Dragon, he's Rock type. He just happened to have Dragon in his name. So, yeah, that is the Forbidden section. Excluding Feather Duster. Double Iris Magician is back. I had to take a minute to look at Double Iris Magician. I'm going to click over Double Iris Magician. This card was part of the massive amount of Magician, Pendulum cards that got hit because of how it had a lot of setup to it. I do believe this fusion monster, the dragon that's attached to the Magician, did eventually get banned. And this card coming back isn't a bad thing, but it being that one could see some things, because this has a lot of deep support. Not just for spellcasters, not just for Pendulum, but for a lot of aspects of it that could potentially spark some new threats. And I think Konami just wants to see how much of an issue it could be, which is why it is where it is at this current time. Now, do I think personally we'll see some more of it? Maybe. Maybe we'll see some Pendulum. But we have to wait and see what other support could Pendulum take advantage of right now, and then what could they, stretch out from there. So, that is Double Iris Magician. Then we have Phantom Knight of Rested Bardic. This is the monster that also, he got hit which is crazy. Then now he's back. And I think this is honestly just to help support the promotion for Phantom Rage. Because, you know, we're getting a lot of those newer support cards for Phantom Knight. And there's also stretches to Burning Abyss, because everyone remembers Burning Abyss, Phantom Knight, PK Fire is still the deck. And now it's got some more leverage in addition to what it already had. So expect to see this deck, you know, get some play now, because it's got a lot of more resources than it has. You look at that Phantom Knight, Phantom Knight of, you know, Fog Blade. Then you have you know, spear, sword, a lot of just Phantom Knight support here. And all of this is going to be attached to Phantom Knight of Rusted March. And remember, some of those monsters aren't just warrior. Some of them are dark and fiend. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of surprise setup with this. Call by the Grave. I'm sad to see this get hit to 1, because that means more shenanigans with hand traps. Crazy monster effects are going to go off. And yeah, it sucks, because it is an answer to a lot of things that didn't have an answer. And I guess now we're just going to have to go hand trap for hand trap and hope we can get some things going. I said I'm going to skip Feather Duster. I will be back to that before the end of the video. The male branches of the Burning Abyss, Sarah and Graham. Like I said, PK Fire. They're going to get as much support as they possibly can. And there's going to be a lot of promotion for the new Phantom Knight cards within Phantom Rage. We have ABC Dragon Buster and Totally Awesome. I'm not worried about what could potentially happen, but because we know Ice Barrier is getting a structure deck, and Ice Barrier is water, yeah, this kind of can see why Toad is coming back. Not at 3, but at 2, because triple Toad is going to be an issue. And, you know, just the circumvent of where it stands, Toad can be a threat. No lie. And so can, you know, ABC. I think at a point now, with a lot of the new support, ABC could potentially see more setup, more utility, all the craziness that comes with being boss monsters. Because they are still technically some boss monsters for the respective types. And yeah, we're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see a lot of returns of Toads and ABCs. A lot of water stuff. Alright, so let's move on to the Unlimited. Makiura the Destroyer has an errata. The original Makiura effect, hold on, is right here. This is the original effect of Makiura. During the turn this card is sent to the graveyard, the owner of this card can activate trap cards from his or her hand. We all know that's been changed up to this, which I believe came out in Joey's World, which is during the turn this card was sent to the grave, you can activate trap cards from your hand. Then the errata. This is the errata. Come on, errata. Oh no, because that's not errata. This is the errata. This is for Makiura, who is coming in the next Legendary Duelist pack. This card you only use this card's name's effect once per turn. Then this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard. You can activate this effect during the turn. You can activate a trap card from your hand. This is pretty much the most watered down variation of a previously forbidden card that you possibly could think of, and it happened. Because of what's going on with a lot of the older cards and how a lot of them worked, stuff like this had to happen in order for them to come back. There's also part of the reason why this card's at 3. One is promoting, you know, the merit stuff that's coming out in that Legendary Collection. I mean, that Legendary Duelist pack. Then on top of that, because of how broken this card was, it had to get watered down, similar to Sangam, Witch of the Black Forest, and a lot of other cards that were part of the older stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! That was extremely broken and had to have some things done to them in order for them to come off the Forbidden Limited list. And Makiura is a prime example of that. Will Makiura be used? Yeah, just to spark some play. But remember, Makiura has to be on the field And it has to be something from the field to graveyard as in the monster zone. So no exceeding into it. Great. You can use it for tuners and synchros. You can use it for synchros, links, all of that. But sadly, no. It has to be something from the field to the graveyard. And you only get one track. So good luck with that. Tour guide, same thing with Scar and Graham. This is to hype up the Phantom Knight support. Then Avagishki Guest Kraken. The only thing I can think of returning Gust Kraken is because the other Avagishki is at 1. I think that's Avagishki Mind August. And then on top of that, December, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to get that plethora of Drakton stuff. So, giving Gishki back one of their big ritual monsters, not really, can suffice them from being useful. Then we move on to Pantheism of the Monarch, which is this card. This is their search. You send a Monarch spell or trap card from your hand to the grave. You draw 2. You can banish this card to reveal 3 Monarch spell and trap cards in your deck. Your opponent chooses one to add to your hand. The rest go back to your deck. It's draw power and search all in one effect. So yeah. Yay! Why did this card get limited? It's back. Will Monarchs be a thing? Not unless they bring out some really good Monarch support. It's the only thing I can think of is, can potentially Monarchs get some support? Or has the game just said, screw it, just bring it back? Which can also be an option. Sky Striker, Mech, Widow, Anchor. Wow, I'm really upset about Lion's ban, huh? Widow, Anchor. I'll say it. Sky Striker coming back isn't going to be a thing unless, you get some really beefed up setup. Unless they drop some world premiere TCG exclusive cards for Widow Anchor. For Sky Striker. Widow Anchor is just only here to trying to put a band-aid on a wound that's still there. That's not going to heal. Which, yeah. I just feel bad for a lot of the Sky Striker players. I played Sky Striker. I had the one chance to play that deck when it had all its power. That's my big regret. I do regret that. And it's nice to see triple Anchor. I know some people are happy to see Anchor. It's not Engage. It'll never be on the level of Engage. But yeah, it's playable now. I honestly say this, if they want to bring Engage back, just ban Drone. Yeah, just ban Drone. I want to see Drone get banned. Can we ban Drone and get back Widow Anchor? Get back Engage? I think that's a fair trade-off. Alright, so I've saved the last of the cards on the list, because everybody knows this was one of the biggest things I was excited for when I woke up this morning to see. The unbanning of Harpie's Feather Duster. It has been a long time coming. I am so happy. I am very excited because Harpie's Feather Duster is finally limited in the TCG. Positives to this is that it is the only Harpie card that's affected by the list that was forbidden. And that was due to its time. Do I think this card will change the game? Yeah. Just look at a lot of cards that are, in certain sections of the limited, single, and forbidden section. I think it was honestly too long, but because of the Lost Art promos, I think that's part of the reason why the TCG just said, let's unban Dustin. Let's give him back to him so they can leave us some. And I'm very, very happy about it. So, that's pretty much to wrap up my look at the TCG's new Forbidden Limited list. I'm happy to see a lot of things come back. I'm very scared for some of them. And I miss you, Block Dragon. So, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the new list. I will let you guys, like, comment, share, and all of that. And I'll catch you guys next time. HPJ, signing out. Take care.